talking about.
Okay, so I've just set up recording. Are you okay with that, John?
Yes, I'm fine.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm now recording. So what you're seeing on the screen now on the Zoom recording is myself and Skip in room 3D. And so the audience in Zoom will also see myself and Skip in Zoom, but what they will see is the screen that I am sharing now. Just to illustrate the point, if I minimize the screen in the room, that gives me access to the room, and so I can show that you have an audience. In our scenario, there would be myself, Skip, Debbie, and if there are any other invited guests for that room, they could be in this room as well.
Yeah, I think so. So this would be the opening scene where you, myself, and Debbie, so imagine John is me, sitting around the table, and we do the introduction with you.
Yes.
In this virtual meeting space.
Yes.
And then now stage 2, you're ready to present, you're ready to do your talk. Yes. And so now we change scenes from being in the room to the screen that you had a moment ago. Okay,
so now we go back to the screen, and now I'm going to do my presentation. This is my presentation.
And I would not be in that Zoom picture because
no, you would not be in the Zoom picture. The audience will be seeing my presentation. I can make it full screen like you would within Zoom. And I can advance slides like this, but I could also, if necessary, just close that down and go back to the room. So if there was some reason for wanting to stop and get some comments from myself or Debbie or anybody else in the audience, I can flip from the display screen with my presentation back to the room.
Yeah. I think probably for the first, because we're doing 3 of these, I think we'll probably want to keep it as simple and sequential as possible. So intro in 3D.
Yes.
You do the talk using the Zoom PowerPoint slide.
Yes.
And we'll need to kind of let everybody know the protocol. So Zoom will have to be set with no video and no audio for the audience.
Yes.
At least for the first one, and then we can look at what kind of numbers we have. But I think if we have like over 50 people, it's best that we just do the text chat.
Yes.
And then I will have a second laptop set up with my logged into Zoom where I'm able to see all of the text chat questions. All right. And so now your presentation is finished, and we go back to the room. Room 3D.
Yes.
And now Debbie and I are aware of the questions. We may actually be sitting in the office together, but we'll be on separate laptops, separate cameras. And she may say, "Oh, David, thank you so much for that. We have a few questions." And Anthony, as the text facilitator, will be bringing those questions to you. And now this is where you might do the swap on the screen, because you might be saying, okay, to answer that question, let's take a look back at the slide number 4.
Yes, or it could be, I'll do this simply because I want to show you other options. It could be that I got say an interactive virtual tour. So if we're talking about some kind of learning application involving a simulation, I can go to an interactive tool. And in this case, it's not an educational one. It's more of a tourist one. But this is an interactive tour in 360 degrees of Blissworth Marina.
Fantastic.
So I have other interactive tools. I did one on nursing education on falls and fall detection. and how to train nurses. So I could bring something like that up on the screen.
Probably, yeah, that would probably be a bit more subject specific, and
Yes, it would.
you know,
Yeah.
a little VR, you know, 360 demo would be really appropriate, actually.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
So what
I've
we
got...
could do, David, is we can script the questions, okay, so that we can make sure that you know, we'll have some real Q&A, but we can also script it so that we say, you know, one of the things that we want to do is this demo. And so, you know, we can say, oh, David, one of the questions was about 360 video. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? And that's when, you know, you would go in.
Yeah, and I caught just to show you some other stuff. So, for example, in YouTube, if it was happened to be a YouTube video that you wanted to show, this is one that I created. It's
how would you like to fly over the city of Kuala Lumpur at night? If you're interested in history, you might enjoy visiting the museums in Milton Keynes. Would you like to be able to relive very special occasions and family events? Imagine what it is like on the footplate of the most famous steam locomotive.
So that's just an example of you know, another application that you could show on the screen. So
yeah,
as long as you
text to voice avatar.
Well, I could show, yeah, text to voice avatar. That's using text to voice avatar. So it's a question of organizing where your applications are. If you've got a two-screen system, this is the thing I found quite difficult to get my head around to begin with, is having everything set up beforehand on the right screen, so that you can flip and show that to your Room3D audience anytime, and then at any time you can go back to the room, and there you are with your audience. And this is where you know, we can have the question time, and people can ask questions. No, it's not working.
Yeah, that's fantastic,
well.
David.
Yeah.
Now we're getting the marketing team involved with this as well. So once we do have a recording of the event, you know, they can put in like a little you know, trailer in the beginning to, you know, get some kind of branding, and you know, I don't know if we'll have a jingle, you know, any little music jingle or something, but you know, we can turn the recording of the event into a little bit more polished production.
Yes, yeah. I'm going to go back to sharing our screen, if you bear with me, just so that John can see us both. So I'm going back to where we were in the beginning, and so this is what the audience will see, except that they won't be seeing, probably there's no point in showing Zoom if there's only just me, although, you know, with the necessary background we could do something with that, just so that it makes sense to the people in the audience, so that they're not looking at a blank screen. You don't want the Zoom audience looking at a blank screen. So absolutely, if you finish sharing Room3D, then at least they've got a presenter, and you know, I can change my background to suit to Bournemouth branding or whatever you
perfect
want.
That's perfect. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So so shall I stop recording now, because I think we've got
I think that's got all the stages.
Okay.